taking care of your cheese boards after you have made a delicious cheese boards and the guests have gone home is really important. You can also redo this little step we're going to show you just before you make your cheese board. So when you have a slate, sometimes that cheese will leave a stain. It doesn't matter how much you wash it, but they can be treated the same way as your wooden cheese boards, which is using a board oil. So we have one like this, the cheese board oil, or even this guy, cutting board oil. And this is also good. These guys are also good for butcher block tables or butcher block countertops, stuff like that. But what do we have here? We have 3 different boards. This guy has been used and has a stain. This one, you can see, has a little bit of an oil stain on it as well. When we finish this, it's gonna look great. And this board is just looking, this is a beautiful walnut board, but it's gonna look really fantastic once we oil it. So I just use paper towel, or if you have some old t-shirts, sort of soft rags, they're great as well. I like to spray it on this instead of onto my surface because I don't want oil everywhere else. But now when I rub this in, I am just covering the whole board. I'm going to do this for a couple of these, and then we're going to come back and rub it one more time because right now it's super oily, but like already that looks beautiful. All right, I'm going to set this one aside so I can tackle this walnut. And this one I'm not going to do the whole thing just for time's sake, but I want you to see the difference between the two. Look at how great this looks. So wood just dries out. And it's no fault of its own. It doesn't mean it was poorly made. It's just the nature of wood. Just like, you know, our skin, we need hand cream sometimes. We need moisture put back into us. So look at that, sort of like an imaginary split screen on our board here. And you can do this a couple times too. So I wanted you to see how much life that one puts in there. We're going to come back to that one in a second. And then I also want you to see how this rejuvenates. And see here, even though I was spraying my paper instead of the board, I still got little bits of overspray there. So, but once we do this to this board, first of all, look at that color. It's just beautiful. And now you have basically oiled the whole thing and it has removed that stain. So here you can see where that stayed, and this is where it went away. And this is a newer board, so this is still picking up just some of the natural colors and what was rubbed into this when it was made. It's a beautiful board. But what I want to do now that we've done this, I'm going to stack these guys on top so that I can show you, is we want to give it sort of a little buffing. Again, you can do this with a t-shirt. Move that guy aside. And I just want to kind of remove that oil now so it's not greasy. It's not going to do funny things to your countertops. So now that guy is beautiful once again, and you will think that you've had a slate you couldn't use anymore, and all it needed was a little TLC. Again, with our wood ones, we just want to come in here. We just want to make sure there's no residual. I'm getting little bits of paper towel here. This is why a rag is really great. I'm just making sure I don't have like oil still on it. And our last one, I would do the same thing. You just wanted to let it sit for a little bit. If I wanted to, I could come back in with more oil, give it one more treatment. There's no problem with that. What you want to avoid is using any sort of food oils. You don't want to use olive oil or a canola oil, because those oils will get rancid. Now, here's what I will tell you. If you're in a pinch and your board looks like this and you're getting ready to put the cheese on it and you want it to look nice right now, and you don't have time to run to the store or order cheese board oil from us, by all means, use a little bit of olive oil, rub it in, but make sure you wash that board completely when you're done. And then as soon as you can, treat it with these oils. So wash the oil back off at the end of the party, at the end of your gathering, so that it's not sitting in there and it doesn't get rancid, but it will look nice for your event. But in the long run, you want to do this, and doing it every so often when the board, you can tell when the board looks like it needs it. It'll tell you when it needs it. And that's the time to make your cheese boards and your cheese slates shine. It's pretty easy and also a little bit of fun.